Good morning, it's Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and today I bring you guys the brand new TCG exclusive archetype, Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi, I'm not gonna lie, it's a reptile ritual deck, and I'm not gonna be able to pronounce any of these cards. So yeah, Mitsurugi is the brand new TCG exclusive archetype introduced as of Alliance Insight, and it seems pretty interesting. I've not read any cards, but you got the two red-headed stepchildren of typing and summoning conditions, and you fuse them together because rituals are probably the worst summoning mechanic besides Gemini. Not to me, of course. I actually love rituals. I'm a huge fan of the mechanic, and I think they're highly unexplored. And I love a lot of different ritual decks. I'm a huge Prediction Princess fan. I am a huge Chaos Max fan. I'm a huge Libomancer fan. There's a lot of cool ritual decks that I think have the potential for greatness, from Magic Key to Drytron if it wasn't doing something unfair. But yeah, let's get straight into this. And we also got Reptiles, which is the most undersupported typing in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think they beat that or Sea Serpent. It's one or the other. It's a very unexplored typing that needs a lot of love. So it's kind of funny that Konami is like, look, we're making the new TCG exclusive, which are historically not been the greatest archetypes. Don't get me wrong. I love TCG exclusives. I love Gold Pride. I love Cosmo. I love Burning Abyss. But lately, the TCG exclusives have not been great. Like Mimikul was okay. Goblin Biker is not a TCG exclusive. My apologies. Gold Pride was okay. Libromancers, another TCG exclusive, was okay. Nothing has broken the mold into the meta, into like a tier 1 deck. And hopefully these cards change that. So let's get straight into this. So first thing first, we have Mitsurugi no Mitsukoto. I have no idea how to pronounce this card. Level 4 Dark Reptile Effect Monster, 1600 attack, 400 defense. If this card is no more spell summon, or if this card is tributed, target one Mitsurugi card in your graveyard or banishment except himself added to hand. If another reptile monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you contribute this card instead. You can only use each effect of Mitsurugi no Mutsu Kuzagari once per turn. So, interesting effect. Basically says, hey, on no more or special summon, it just allows you to add a card from your graveyard or banishment. Then, if this card is basically tributed, which I guess the deck revolves around tributes, you can add from graveyard to hand. I don't know how, or banishment for hand. I don't know how important that is. I do know that Automatic, the other graveyard snake archetype, that's the most relevant reptile deck we've ever had. That deck revolves around tributing monsters you control in order to summon monsters from grave. So maybe that's how this deck is going to work. It's going to work well with Automatic, but I could be wrong. Next, we have Mitsurugi no Sakura Sanji, or Sangai. It's Saji, whatever that means. It's a level 4 Dark Reptile Effect Monster, 1000 attack, 1700 defense. It is called normal or spell summon, or is tribute summon. Add one Mitsurugi spell or trap from your deck to hand. If another reptile monster you control is destroyed by battle card effects, you can tribute this card instead. You can use each effect of Mitsurugi no Sanji once per turn. I will say tribute summon does count as ritual summon as well, because ritual summons tribute as cost. So these cards are basically saying, hey, it is called normal spell summon, or is tribute summon for ritual effect. Hey, add back a Mitsurugi from your graveyard or banishment other than itself. And this one's saying, hey, on normal spell summon or tribute summon, add a spell or trap directly from deck. I prefer the Sanji over the other one because this only adds back from grave or banishment. This one adds back from deck, which seems pretty much better. Next, let's talk about the ritual monsters. We have a new level 8 Dark Ritual Effect monster. This is Ana no Mutsukura no Mutsugiri. I am butchering these names. I have no idea how to pronounce these cards. You can only ritual summon this card with Mitsuguri Ritual. If this card is spell summon, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. When your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, you can activate this effect. Your opponent can discard one card, or the effect is negated. If this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsuguri card from your deck to hand, except himself. Then you can spell summon this card. You can use each effect of this card once a turn. That's actually a really solid effect for a 3200 beat stick. Basically, it's saying, hey, I am basically On Ritual Summon, I am a free negate that destroys all cards your opponent controls. And then in order to get around it to negate, your opponent must discard a card. Wait, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can activate this effect. If your opponent can discard one card or that effect is negated, your opponent can discard one card or that effect is negated. That's such a random effect. It's not that good. Your opponent's always just going to discard one card. Whatever. It seems cool. It's technically a negate / discard. I don't know. It seems okay. Next we have Futsu no Mitsuguri no Mitsugiri. Or Mitama no Mitsugiri. I have no idea. It's a level 8 dark reptile ritual effect monster. 2,000 attack, 3,400 defense. If this card is ritual summon with Mitsugiri ritual, your opponent spell summons a monster except during the damage step. Target one reptile in your graveyard except himself. Spell summon it. You can only activate the effect of himself once per chain. If this card is tributed, add one Mitsugiri card from your deck to hand except himself. Then you can spell summon this card. You can only use each effect of Futu neutral Mitsugiri once per turn. So I guess the idea of this is that you can ritual summon out one of these guys using these two level forces material. Then you can summon out the other ritual by using that ritual as material. Then they'll trigger their additional effects to come back when they're tributed. And then once they come back, they do other effects, which is pretty interesting. Weird archetype. Okay, first is for a Mitsurugi player. This is a quick play spell. When this card is activated, you may tribute one reptile monster on the hand or field. Apply these effects, or if you tribute a monster at activation, apply both effects in sequence. Add a Mitsugiri monster from deck to hand. Take 800 life points. Then you can special one Mitsugiri from your hand or graveyard, but it can't attack directly. You can only use each effect to discard once a turn. Funny enough, if you play a card that allows you to tribute your opponent's monsters, this card can allow you to tribute your opponent's monsters. It's kind of like a Stormforth in a way, but you need a card to specifically allow you to do that. So it's a 2-card setup. It's not good. It's not good, guys. Next, if this card is used as ritual, this is Mitsugiri Ritual. If this card is used to ritual summon any ritual reptile monster, activate these effects, but you can only use each effect of Mitsugiri Ritual once a turn. Ritual summon one reptile ritual monster from your deck. Oh, you ritual summon from deck, however, by tributing reptile monsters from your hand or field whose total level equals the level of a ritual monster. Ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by tributing 2 reptile monsters from your hand, deck, or field whose total level equals the level of the ritual monster. Mitsurugi Ritual is insane. This card literally says, hey, you either ritual summon a ritual monster from deck by tributing materials on field or hand, or you can ritual summon one ritual monster from hand by tributing 2 reptile monsters from hand, deck, or field. So this is double ritual summon from deck. That's kind of insane. Next, we have Mitsurugi Great Purification. This is a normal trap card. When your opponent activates a card effect, tribute one level 5 or higher reptile monster, negates effects, and you do destroy that card. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one ritual monster in your graveyard, spell summon it, and if you do, tribute one other monster you control. You can only use effect of Mitsurugi Great Purification effect once per turn and only once per turn. Interesting effect. I do see these as like Automatic enablers. Automatic already does play Layer of Darkness, which allows you to tribute your opponent's monsters. So I can actually see this as like a really cool Mitsugiri Automatic layer deck. I just don't know how consistent that is. Like, these cards are sending material to grave that equal up to the ritual monster, and the ritual monster is 8. Meaning, with automatics, you could actually send the automatics to grave in order to get their effects in the graveyard and then pop off with the automatics. I don't know how good that is with Bestial still, because that still doesn't really fix the issue. Like snakes already have Snake Rain, and these decks still aren't playable. So I don't know if this fixes everything. It seems like a really cool, interesting archetype. The 2 new rituals are cool. The ritual spell is absolutely busted. I just don't know if it's enough. But maybe y'all can tell me in the comments what you think. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't think stupid. See you on the next one, and bye-bye.